Fight fans, welcome back to Carl Prusa MMA. My guest today, fighting week 1 of the Dana White Contender Series, made a big name for himself as being one of the top heavyweights on the regional scene. He's taking on Anthony Wint, trying to get that UFC contract week 1. He is Mr. Bad Matt Adams. Matt, what's up, my friend? How are you?
What's up, boy? I'm good. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Here we are, just a few weeks away from the contest. You've made a big name for yourself on the regional scene. You're a very entertaining fighter. You're a rounded martial artist. You're always looking for the finish. How much pride do you take in your fighting style?
I take a lot of pride in my fight style. Recently, more than ever, because I transitioned to actually taking my health, my diet, and everything more serious than I did my other fights. So more than ever right now, I take it, I enjoy it. Hopefully everybody enjoys my fight style, It's different, it's fun. Sometimes it can be boring, just the way the fight goes.
Absolutely. You've been doing this for a while now. And as you know, the life of a fighter, it's full of sacrifices. Casual fans, they look at the big guys on TV. They don't see you're not making Conor McGregor money on the regional scene. You're staying up really late. You're waking up early. It's hard to have kids. It's hard to have a wife. You're putting all these eggs in this one basket trying to get there. You've been sacrificing day in and day out. Why are you keep wanting to do this?
Man, really, I got 3 kids myself. I got a beautiful 3 kids. I just got a lot of people that look up to me around my small town, around my small area. And at the end of the day, a lot of people might take this the wrong way. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in to inspire the people in the next generation, the people coming up to chase their dreams, to go after what they want to do. I've been counting out my whole life. I've been saying, oh, you're not going to do this. You're not going to win this. And somehow I keep coming out on top. So this is just another stepping stone in that journey.
For you, do you feel that fighting is more mental than it is physical?
No, because I don't know. I feel like I don't put a lot of pressure on myself for these fights. I feel like at the end of the day, I have a choice to sign the contract or don't sign the contract. I'm the one that chooses to sign the contract, put myself in that position and fight, and then I have a position, I could pull out of a fight. I mean, that's terrible to say, but like at the end of the day, like I think physically is more for me because like I didn't ever take any of my fights really too serious when it came to that kind of aspect. I was always gifted to being a good athlete, being a good fighter. So like I always just showed up. They called me, hey, you got to fight. I'm like, all right. Mentally, I was like, I'll fight. I'll fight in the back. Like I said, you go watch Tommy Gunn's interviews. He say fight, talk about parking lot. That's kind of how I am. Like I'll fight in Kroger's parking lot. I'm just one of them guys that love to fight. I enjoy the game. So like to me, mentally, it's not that hard to get prepared. Physically, this is the best shape I probably have ever been in. So, probably physically.
So, where were you at when you got this phone call that you were going to be on the Dana White Contender Series?
I was actually on my way home thinking about another fight that I got offered that day that we were going to take. And it was for LFA. It was against Charlie Cleveland, which me and him are friends. I got good respect for him. It was one of them things they offered me that fight. I said, yeah. I was in there. I know he would say, yeah, like he's a game opponent. But I guess something got mixed up in between my manager and his coach saying someone ended up saying that I said no to the fight or the fight wasn't going to happen. But I agreed, and I was under pressure. He agreed. So I thought that's the route we were going. So I was already prepared. I'm like, all right, I'll get the contract later, sign this contract for Charlie Cleveland. Let's make this happen. Then I leave work. I'm on my way home. They call me, and my manager calls me. He's like, "Hey, buddy, we're pulling you out of LFA." I thought I'm like, I cut. I'm 3-1 in the promotion. Like, I get out. My last performance kind of sucked for him because I wasn't prepared. I was injured. I'm like, that's weird. They're gonna cut me because of that. Okay, whatever. He's like, no, you got to call up for Contender Series. I'm like, all right, cool, let's do it. I was excited, but like I told you earlier, at the end of the day, just another fight in my career.
Absolutely. So you're taking on Anthony Wint here. Guy's had a lot of success in Fury. Overall, what do you think of him as an opponent here?
Yeah, man, he's strong. He looks fast. He hits hard, it looks like. We both got some questionable guys on our records. Like we both fought some good guys. We both fought some okay guys. Journeymen's in the game. We're about the same height, I think. I think he's like 5'11", I'm 5'11" or whatever. We're around the same weight, I think. At the end of the day, I think it's gonna be a good matchup. I think the fans are gonna be excited. I could sit here and talk crap, talk shit on his name, but honestly, he's 6-0. He hasn't lost yet. He hasn't tasted defeat yet, so he's doing something right. Uh, I'm just ready to go out there and put on a show for everybody.
Coming into this one, obviously you have a little more experience. You've been doing this for a lot longer than he has. You have more bouts under your belt. You feel that's going to make a difference?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I know he's trained with a lot of good guys. I'm trained with a lot of good guys. He's been on big stages. He's played for the NFL. He's had a lot of eyes on him. He's still got a lot of eyes on him. It might. I don't know. I know he's been to the third round twice. I've only been in the third round once with my pro career. So I don't know. I mean, maybe a little bit. I don't know. At the end of the day, I know he's a game opponent. I'm a game opponent, and I think we're going to show out. I really do. There's only a few ways the fight's going to go.
Dana White Contender Series is one of the most unique shows. It's really the perfect job interview. You literally have to open a door. There's no walkout music. They don't even say your name. Usually there's not a lot of people in it, but now they're talking about letting fans in this year. Do you kind of like this more intimate, smaller environment?
Yeah, I've seen that they're selling tickets online and stuff now this year, and it's going to be on Paramount Plus for the first year. So yeah, man, like I said, I told you earlier, man. Like Tommy says, he fighting Taco Bell, I'll fight in Kroger's, I'll fight in McDonald's, Park. Like at the end of the day, I like this sport. I like competing. I like seeing who the best is. So if I gotta go out there for a job interview and put on in front of the boss, I'm gonna show out. I got a way to all show out when the time comes. And I know I'm counting out. I'll be the underdog, and that's fine. Uh, Everyone keeps basing my fight off my LFA title fight. Everyone keeps basing my fighting thing off that. They're like, "Oh yeah, he got killed." And there's a lot of things in that fight a lot of people don't know about. There's a lot of things behind closed doors people didn't know about. It just I should have pulled out that fight, but I didn't just because the words world title sounded awesome in my book. Oh, I fought for world title, but in the day I should have played it smart, pulled out, fixed the things I needed to fix, and then got back to it.
Absolutely. Obviously, you come from the state of Ohio. When you look over the years, there's been some great fighters coming from Ohio. You have Matt Brown, Mark Coleman, Stipe Miocic. Are these some guys that you're maybe inspirations of at all?
Yeah, I know Cody Garbrandt's from Ohio too. Man, I'll be honest with you. I don't have a lot of inspirations in my life. My mom, my wife, they inspire me just because the way they take care of you. My mom took care of me and my siblings. My wife's an excellent mother, beautiful mother of my kids. She, I'm gone a lot. I work a lot. I run a crew at my job, and then I got to be in the gym a lot. So she take care of our kids. They're my biggest inspiration is my mom and my wife, my kids. Other than that, man, when looking up people, no, I don't really have anyone other than them guys. My mom and my wife, and my kids. I even look at my kids just because they're always happy, they're always smiling. They know like what their dad's trying to do. So yeah, when it comes to other guys, I look up to other people, other fighters. No, I don't really have anyone to be honest with you. It's cool that they all came from Ohio. You got Stipe, like you said, Cody Garbrandt, Matt Brown, all them guys, and that's cool. And they made a name for themselves, and they paved the way for other fighters in Ohio to get there. But no, I don't look up to them. They don't inspire me. I'm happy for them, and like, do I want to go be where they went? Yeah, man. Everyone does. I think that's everybody's as a young fighter to get where they went.
For you, how do you think you have grown and evolved as a person from being in martial arts?
It taught me a lot of discipline. It taught me trial and error. Taught me ups and downs. Taught me how to grow from a loss and how to be more humble with a loss. I used to be a sore loser kind of, and now at the end of the day, I have kids that look up to me, so I got to kind of stay more level headed. Uh, and at the end of the day, martial arts, sports in general, wrestling, all this taught me just to, block out negativity, push forward for the positivity. And that's what I do. And yeah, I think it just made me a better person in general, made me a better person to my kid, a father to my kids, a better person to my friends, my family around me. And I don't carry the weight of the world on my shoulders anymore. I don't feel like, I go out there free every time now because at the end of the day, win or lose, I'm gonna wake up with three beautiful kids, a beautiful wife, a beautiful life, and just amazing friends and family that surround me. So
What do you want your kids to take away from this journey?
I just want them to take away that, you can always do what people say you can't do. I remember when I started wrestling, I only wrestled 2 years. Everybody said, "Oh, you won't win state, you won't win nationals, you won't win freestyle nationals, you won't do any of this," And I kept telling them, I went 0-2 at state my first year, and then they're like, "Oh man, you're a senior now, you're probably not going to do this." I put my nose to a grindstone and I grind out the whole summer. I had like 70 matches, off-season matches, just grinding. And I came back, dominated. I pinned my guy in the finals at state. And then I told everybody I was going to nationals. So they're like, "Oh, slow down, slow down." Well, there I pinned my guy again in national finals. Then I told him, I'm gonna get, I got a chance to be on Team Ohio. Let's go win the national freestyle title. I went up against a guy that Gabriel Stevenson's getting ready to wrestle in freestyle RAF. It was my first freestyle tournament, and he ended up only beating me 97. Had a late second takedown that would have won the match or tied it up, and time ran out. But yeah, he beat me 97, and then now looking, he went on to be, and I think two-time national champ or whatever, and he get ready to wrestle Gabriel Stevenson. Could have been me, but like I said, I want my kids to always push for greatness, and at the end of the day, don't put too much weight on their shoulders. Win and lose, and it's part of life. You can't have great wins if you don't have great losses.
Have you thought about that potential moment after the fight? You, the four other winners beside you, Dana White looking at you saying, "Hey, kid, come get your contract."
Yeah, I've thought about it. It's crossed my mind. That at the end of the day, that's the ultimate goal: go out there and get a contract. But a lot of people are in the sport for money. I'm not in for money. Like I said, I'm in to inspire. So I go out there, I put on this hell of a performance, and I fucking fight my heart out. And I leave it all out there on the line. If I don't come in with the contract to win, no matter what, I'm gonna keep my head high. Because there's still more fight in me. It's not gonna be the end all for me. I'll come back, I'll fight again, I'll get back to where I need to get. I've had losses, I've had bumps, I had, these roads that didn't lead me where I need to lead. And I had to cross a different path to get there. And but yeah, at the end of the day, that's the goal. I'll be excited, I'll be happy, I'll be thrilled. I'll be able to celebrate my friends, my family. But like I said, at the end of the day, I'm a blessed man in life. I'm probably more blessed than what I should be.
For you, what would it mean to be able to fight in the UFC?
Yeah, it'd be awesome, man. Like I said, at the end of the day, that's the ultimate goal. But a fight's a fight. The UFC, the biggest promotion in the world, but I'll fight anywhere. Like I told you earlier, man. Like at the end of the day, fighting just makes me happy. Competing just makes me happy. You know, there's a couple guys on the roster I'd like to fight, and hopefully I get there to fight them.
For you, even when you have to set up, even when the competing stage might be over and you have to hang the gloves up, do you feel like you're going to be involved in martial arts in some sort of aspect your whole life?
Yeah, yeah. I got a son. He's 10 months old today. I got two daughters that like training, that likes doing little jitsu. My brother got four sons. He built a gym out of his house that we're at all the time. So yeah, I can't get away from it. I got fighters that want me to be in their corner, want me to help coach them around the area. So yeah, I'll always be kind of involved in this. I want to see the next generation come up. If I can help them any way I can, I'm gonna be there for them. So yeah, I'm gonna be involved. I would probably for the rest of my life if I had to say it. Just part of me, man. I love it. I love the sport. I love the atmosphere.
For you, do you get more nervous when you're coaching and watching your guys compete than when you actually go out there and do it yourself?
Yeah, I get super nervous for my guys only because it's not the nerves because I know we put in the work. It's just like the fear of I don't know how some guys can handle a loss if they do lose. But at the end of the day, my goal and my brother's goal, everyone's goal is that when we coach these guys is to make sure they're most prepared they can be and go out there. But sometimes guys go out there and they don't fight their fight, and they're better than what they are. They just sometimes get in their head, get the nerves to them, and then you got to kind of have a talk with them. Hey, you're better than this. Let's get over this stage and keep pushing. But yeah, I get nervous for them because you never know how a fighter's going to react. But we get them prepared if we can, man. If they go out there and they perform, they're going to win. If they got their fight, they're going to win. But yeah, I don't. Not trying to sound like a guy that says this or cocky. I don't really get nervous, man, because at the end of the day, like I told you earlier, I'm the one that signed the dotted line. I could have ignored it, not signed it, but I signed it. So I think of it as just another fun thing to do in my life.
Absolutely. All right, Matt. Last question for me, my friend. In a perfect world, what is the outcome? August 11, week 1, Dana White Contender Series when you take on Anthony Wint.
Go out there, put on a fucking performance for all these people watching, and either get a hell of a fucking finish or, go 3 rounds and put on a war with Anthony, because I know he's coming to put on a war too. So, at the end of the day, let's go out there, put on a war, impress Dana, and let's fucking both be happy at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Anthony or Matt, thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to me. Awesome to see what you've done, man. Very much well deserved to be here, bro, and I wish you nothing but the best.
I appreciate it, boss. You have a blessed day.
Absolutely. That's it for us, Dan Carl Peruzza. He's Mr. Bad Matt Adams. You could watch him August 11th, taking on Anthony Wint, week 1, Dana White Contender Series. Take care, fight
Yes,
fans.
sir. See you, buddy.